Welcome to another exciting edition of Me and You on Campus. For those that don't really know what the show is all about, this is where we have a one-on-one discussion really exceptional. My name is Convy, and I have a special guest on the show today. Come on, it's a special edition. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that short break. Yes, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Moneke.
Indeed, Ifenna Moneke.
Okay, that's good. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm good. You're looking good.
God's grace, I guess.
Okay. Have you always wanted to be a physiotherapist?
As a child, no.
Really?
True. Growing up, challenges, opportunities, what is available. Yes.
So what was the stuff you wanted to become?
Really, I just wanted to make money. As a child, I just had this fascination. I'm an Igbo boy, you know, from the name you should know. But really, the health thing came along the way when we lost a dear friend. So I now began to have that inclination towards the health sector. That was way back in primary school, and then getting into the university, a whole lot of things happened.
Wow.
But physiotherapy became the path I chose, and then I stuck with it. Going about a decade now, so it's, I can say now, yes.
And you're enjoying it?
Yes, I would say so. Helping someone out of a problem, a health challenge, and then seeing the person back and able, functioning well. Jesus, there's nothing close to it. I'm telling you, it's remarkable, it's impressive.
All right. Yeah. What led to you becoming a physiotherapist?
Okay. At first I wanted to go for other health fields. I preferred, you know, the nursing, you know, dentistry, you know, medicine and surgery, you know. But they weren't really forthcoming, you know. Applied a couple of times to Unilag. That was when I came out new, fresh out of secondary school, you know, in the early 2000s.
Wow.
But I didn't get that. The first year, I was frustrated being, I know what I'm made of, you know, the stuff I have, you know, believing I could do better, like, but I didn't get that, you know, went to UNN, similar thing. And then I almost gave up, you know, was kind of frustrated. I almost wanted to give up. And then my dad came, and then he said, why don't you try Nnamdi Azikiwe University? I'm like, I'm from Anambra State. I've not been there in a long while. I'm like, no. And Nnamdi Azikiwe University is in Awka, the capital of Anambra State. So on second thoughts, I gave it a trial. He made the choice. He said, why not? Don't go for medicine and surgery now. Don't go for dentistry. Don't go for nursing. Try physiotherapy. I just had some information on this. I'm like, I don't know. He did the whole filling and then gave it back to me. I brought the form. That was when you still have forms and online. You buy the forms from JAMB and then you fill. He did the filling and then brought it back to me to sign in the appropriate places. I did that, submitted the form. I was not enthusiastic about it, I must tell you the truth. But along the way, JAMB came, we wrote JAMB. I got my score. It wasn't the best, truth be told, because I had better scores before then. And that was the first time they were writing post-UME. That was when post-UME began. That was 2007. Or 2000. That was the second time, 2008, yes. So I came down to Awka and then did the post-UME, came back to Lagos. I wasn't interested. And then I got a call from my cousin. You're the third man on the list. Just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah, that's it. And that's how we began the journey. And then here we are.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Thank you.
Okay, as a physiotherapist, how has the journey been so far?
Okay, the journey has been good, great, but I know it can be better than what it is now because the challenges were there, but we came through, we came out on top, and then it's good, you know, from school days to the internship days, and then here post-internship, and then here, it's good. It's good, to say the truth. It's good. It's good.
It's been good so far.
It's been good so far.
How many years did you spend studying?
Oh, I like that question, because the truth is, I said something earlier about how I got into school.
Yeah.
When I got into school, I'm going to say this now for undergraduates and those that are intending to get into university. It's like I lost focus. You see? So I spent my first 2 years not really, you know, keen into what I was there for, you know. Then the whole thing went so fast. After like the third year, I was beginning to get my drive back, you know. People are, you know, past you now, you are below in the class, like you've dropped classes. In med school, when you fail, you resit the exam, and when you resit the exam, you repeat.
Wow.
And if you repeat, you fail again, you resit. Now, when you resit again and you fail, you are out.
Really?
It's very simple. So, and the truth is, you fail when you have anything less than 50. So when you have 49.9, you failed. When you have 49.95, you failed. 49.99, you failed.
Really?
See, so that's the problem. So it's easy to lose focus if you are not actually, like, you know, putting your all in. So it happened for me, and then I got back on track. God willing, God being graceful, we were able to get through. But the challenge was not really in getting through. The challenge was in coming back. You see, that's why I said I was going to say that for the undergraduates and those are there already. Because it's not easy. You know, a lot of people, when they just go off track like that, they don't find their way back, you know. But I was able to do that. I got back, you know. My mentors were there, my lecturers were there, friends and colleagues were there. They helped along the way. And then now here we are, like I said before. It's wonderful. This is something I cherish deeply because I spent 9 years in school. Where I'm supposed to spend 5 years. I'm telling you. I told you I got in 2007.
Yes.
Good. And I came out 2016. Imagine that. And the truth is, after 7.5 years, you are out of the med school, even if you're failing or passing, whichever way. 7.5 years is the max. So after that, you're out of it, and then they don't give you whatever, no certificates, no plaques, no nothing. They might, if they're lucky, send you back to the main campus, maybe study botany, computer science, or whatever, just for you to have a degree.
And you had to go through all these things.
I'm telling you, and it's challenging. In fact, if some of my colleagues will be listening now, seeing this, they will be like, wow, you know, because I'm still astonished, I'm still amazed, but
the journey has been great so far.
It has been great. It has been great.
That's interesting. Okay, we'll be right back.
Thank you.
All right, this is where we need to go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll proceed. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that short break. Yes, we still have a great physiotherapist in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Ifenna, you were saying something about missing it.
Yes.
While in school.
Yes.
How were you able to get back on track?
Okay. I had good siblings that were really pressuring me and, you know, saying prayers for me. My mom, she has been there. You know, I myself, I had to look back to myself and, you know, tell myself what's really happening. I'm actually living below my expectation. I'm actually doing the wrong things. I'm not here to, you know, gallivant and then, you know, pass the time. And then my colleagues that had already moved on was enough motivation for me, you know, looking at them, seeing them ahead, 2 classes ahead. You know, they're already in their clinical years. I'm still in my pre-med classes.
Did you feel any inferior?
No, not at all, because they always came back to me. I always had this, you know, aura around me when I was there in school. So they always came back to me like, what's happening, you know, trying to help out. But I didn't really feel any inferior. They were helping out with books, they were helping out with advices, they were helping out with a whole lot of stuff that I could really use and then get ahead with. So they helped out, and then God, most importantly, I must say that, because the God factor is always underestimated in a lot of situations, but it was Him, you know, He kept me healthy, He kept me alive, He kept me together, you know, He kept the admission running, and then I was able to do my part and then get back on track.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, what qualities make a good physiotherapist?
Okay. A good physiotherapist, first of all, you have to be passionate about...
Passionate.
Yes, passionate about helping people. Helping people who are not actually there health-wise. People that are sick, basically diseased, infirmed. You know, help them return to their full well-being, help them to get wellness, help them. And then empathy is important too. You know, someone might walk past someone being sick and then look at the person like, I have a sick person at home too, no show, nothing. Another person walk by and be like, what can I do? Okay, let me get water for him, and then just get water. You know, that alone is something, empathy. But professionally, you have to be ethical. Okay, all these were just on the side. Professionally, you have to be ethical. You have to be licensed. You have to be... the license is renewed every year, just like every professional body or medical professional bodies. Yes, it's renewed every year, you know, with the governing body or the board, basically. You have to be clinical. Clinical in the sense that you have to know what the case or the condition is presented to you. You have to know what it is. Even if you don't know, you make a research, you know, you try to get to know it. You have to be clinical. Then you have to be informed, you know. The old ways are no more working, or they are working, but it takes longer time. You have to be informed to use the new ways to get ahead of time, and then you also have to be yourself, and then let all of those years of training come to play. Once you're on set to do what you have to do, like with the patients, or you're out there in a seminar or something.
Okay, I want to ask you this question. What are the various specialties in physiotherapy? Okay,
basically, the field of physiotherapy, like physiotherapy itself, there's orthopedics physiotherapy, there's pediatrics physiotherapy. Orthopedics physiotherapy deals with the bone and musculature. You know, the physiotherapist, as a specialty itself, the physiotherapist in that specialty deals with the bone and musculature of the person, if it's fracture, if it's low back pain, if it's different forms of conditions that the person tends to manage. And there is also pediatrics, which is the children, infants and children. There is obstetrics and gynecology physiotherapy, that's for pregnant women and also women themselves, just generally. There is also neurophysiology, physiotherapy rather, is basically for cases like CVA, what we know generally as stroke, you know, cases like other neuropathies like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, a whole lot of them like that, Guillain-Barré syndrome, a whole lot of them like that. So it can be divided into like, say, 5 of them specialties. But really here in Nigeria, we don't have a fellowship yet, in the sense that there's no college of physiotherapy yet. It's still under review with the Senate, where you go for your residency and then you get trained and then, you know, you go through the ranks. Here it's just, you know, you go to school, get your degrees, then you start doing that on your own. But as a fellow or as a body, a governing body, you know, it's easier that way. And this one is always linked to the government, so right now it's not here yet. So.
Okay, what aspects do you major on?
Personally, I prefer orthopedic physiotherapy.
Why?
You get to see those people who are in need of your services daily. Not that you don't see others too, but it's easier in the sense that when you see them, your effect is readily quantifiable. Like whatever treatment you're giving to them, you can readily see the changes. Someone comes with you with low back pain now. First of all, you begin to ask the person, what do you do? What occupation do you do? It might be a farmer. Constant forward bending now disrupts the normal alignment of the spinal cord. And this disruption over time, when it persists, now begins to result into pain, and that pain is as a result of the musculature now being disrupted, deformity setting in, degeneration of the bone of the spine, and of all of the other musculatures.
Wow.
So, but once you start making a change in all of these things, you begin to see the change. Person will be like, the pain used to be here, and now it's here. Pain used to be here, and now it's here. All of a sudden, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. You know.
Oh, that's good.
But in physiotherapy, in neuro, the change takes longer because the damage is in the brain. Neuro, basically the brain. The change takes longer. Like someone with a stroke now, sometimes if they don't come to the clinic on time, they don't get to recuperate fully. Like they don't get 100% recuperation, depending on when the event happened, the accident happened, the cerebrovascular accident happened. Stroke is just the layman's term. It's actually called cerebrovascular accident, you know. So when it happened, how soon did the person come to the hospital, and all other things you need to check in place when you examine the patient. So it takes longer. It takes longer. But in some other fields, like even in pediatrics, some cases you just, you know, within the short period of time, you begin to get results. So personally, I still choose orthopedic physiotherapy. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
But I was going to tell you, I was thinking of obstetrics and gynecology because it's not really versed around here. You know, pregnant women will be like, why do you need a physiotherapist? But over time, research has shown that once a physiotherapist is involved in the pregnancy, they tend to have not just healthy babies, the mother tends to be healthy after that, and then they tend to resume work almost immediately, depending on how well they do that. You see your Beyoncés and all of those people. You know, they get back almost after giving birth, and you'll be like, what's really happening? You know, they had a whole lot of health team there helping them out and then putting them back on track so that they return to normal function.
All right. Some people, when they have stroke, they try to use it in the local world. When I mean by taking herbs and all these things. So is it better to treat stroke using herbs, or you must see a physiotherapist? Okay.
When this cerebrovascular accident occurs, basically it's just an interruption of blood flow to specific areas of the brain. All of these accidents occur in the brain. That's why it's called cerebrovascular. Cerebral meaning the head, the brain, and then vascular meaning the vessels that channel this blood, the blood actually, to those places. Now, when there is this accident, an interruption in these places, it could be ischemic, it could be ischemic meaning there is a limitation, or like the flow is not getting to that place now. Like it's supposed to come here, it stops here. You know, over time, this place begins to get dead. You know. Or hemorrhagic, where this vessel bursts or rips open, and then the blood is like filling all of those areas. So when these things tend to happen, how soon and how fast these patients get to the hospital is very important to their recovery. But so many times when these things happen, you know, it might become a weakness, it might start coming with weakness to the limbs, depending on the upper limb or the lower limb. It might begin to come with, you know, loss of sight or bad speech or slurring of speech. You know, it might come with, you know, different forms of symptoms that you readily see as a person. But until you get this person to the hospital, you might not really know how bad the damage is done. Okay, sometimes you might need to go for CT scan, you might need to go for MRI to see the damage in the brain. Now, some people, when this thing starts happening and it gets so bad or deteriorates so bad, maybe there was weakness and now there is no movement entirely now around the limb. Like, totally, the person can't lift the limb, or now, like, you know, mumbling things, something like that, you know. Trying to say something like, I'm trying to say Convy, I'm like, you know, being problematic. That's when the family now begins to see it as a problem.
Yes.
Regularly, they take them to tradomedical places, like the place you were saying, the native places, herbs, drugs, you know, incisions, incantations, and all. Still, research has proven that this is not the best way, because out of 10 patients that go to those places, maybe 2 come out okay. Like okay in the sense that they come out good. But still depending on when this in fact happened. Now, but when you come to the hospital and the necessary examinations have been done, the person has been collected accordingly, and then information has been gotten, we can actually say, okay, with what we are seeing, outcome measure is maybe in a month or 2 months' time, this person could now begin to lift this arm up. Yeah. We're telling ourselves, we're not telling you, depending on how well you want to know though. Doing the right things and adhering to the treatment protocols. You know, sometimes you tell someone to take this anti-malaria, you know, finish the whole card, and once the person begins to feel okay, he drops the capsules and be like, I'm fine. but it's not out really. And then it resurfaces. And when it resurfaces again, now there is serious resistance it can prove. So medically, it is researched and it has been proven it is the best way to go to the hospital when there is this severe accidents. If you go to the tradomedical places, you might get relief, but I must guarantee you, over time, you see the reason why you need to go to the hospital and see a physiotherapist. They are the specialists in these events. As far as the patient is not unconscious, the patient is awake.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. I love this lecture.
My pleasure.
You work with Live Well Initiative.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
Okay, Live Well Initiative is a non-profit, non-governmental organization. Actually started some 19 years back by clinical pharmacists. They are not donor dependent in the sense that they are not, getting bailouts from places and all. It's a non-governmental organization, like from UNICEF and UNICEF, but they partner with these people. It's a private-owned, non-governmental organization out for health advocacy, health awareness, but the main mission is halving, like reducing, health illiteracy, the general populace, by the year 2030, and also increasing the lifespan to 70. It's a task, it's a long goal, but it's achievable. It used to be at 46 for males, 46.4, but now it's about 52. And it's coming up, but we're still working at it. We're doing a whole lot of things with it. There's an arm involved in hepatitis awareness, basically for women with hepatitis in Africa. These are partnerships that Live Well is into. There is also community health awareness, going to very rural areas like Makoko, places where access and health education is really poor, but we're coming at it. So we're coming at it. It's an initiative that we are working on, and we're coming at it.
Okay. Yeah. So looking at the health sector in Nigeria, how would you rate us?
Actually, the health sector is, we are generating, or rather we are producing more health professionals now, from med lab scientists to nursing officers to physiotherapists to dental technicians and dentists to medical doctors to radiographers or sonographers, as you may call them, but the problem is not just in producing them, but is effectively integrating them into the people, into the community. It's just like when you're producing more and then you're not using it. You understand? At the end of the day, the production is of no use. So the problem in the health sector of Nigeria is, it's not something that could be solved overnight.
So if you're going to be rating us from 1 to 10?
Okay, I'll give us a 5.
Oh.
I'll give us a 5, yeah. I'll give us a 5. But we're getting there, we're getting there.
Okay.
And also, it's important to know there's a current brain drain in the health sector of this country.
Yes.
Brain drain in the sense that once people graduate, they're moving out of the country. Once people graduate, they're moving out of the country. 60% of graduate doctors every year, post-housemanship doctors, tend to travel abroad, mostly to the UK and Canada. And then the remaining 40% is not even enough. The 100% that was produced actually is not even enough for the sick people or for the challenged. Now 60% is off. The remaining 40%, about 10-15% goes off every other year. So it's a big problem. Okay. If that could be like curtailed, then we're going somewhere. That's why I give us a 5.
Come on, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies? Really?
Yes.
Okay. I like sports. I don't like games. Yes.
What kind of sport?
I like football. Besides football, I love basketball. Like, I can stay awake all night watching the basketball games. And then I say I don't like games, but the only game I play is chess.
Come, what's going on between medical students and chess?
Chess stimulates your brain. It's not something you just You know, like what? You've looked at the whole cards and then 1, 2, 3, 4, pick two, pick, yeah, it's over. No, you plan from the scratch. It's like you are pushing the next man to do things according to your will, just not pointing the gun at his head, you know, just you're making the moves and then leading him to his death, sort of, you know.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
All right. I hope to play that someday.
It's no problem.
I have to play
It's no
that.
problem.
Thank you
It's
so
no problem. My
much.
pleasure. My pleasure here.
All right, this is where we need to go on a short break, and when we come back, it's the hot seat segment. Stay tuned. Welcome back from that short break, and this is the hot seat segment. Ifenna, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just throw you 3 questions, and you get to answer it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Number 1. How many seconds do you have in a year?
How many seconds do you have in a
You
year?
have 10 seconds for this.
Ooh. That's bad. That's bad.
Come on, your time is
okay.
coming.
Okay, in a minute you have 360 seconds, 3,600 seconds. In a day you have. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. I can't do that right now. Oh.
No clue? Timer.
No clue. I don't like losing.
Okay, we have 12 seconds. When you say January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd.
Are you kidding me? I'm actually calculating them by time. Oh,
No.
okay, thank you.
Okay, there's the
Thank
second
you.
one. Are
Okay.
you ready?
Okay,
Which is heavier?
okay.
A pound of feathers or a pound of rocks?
A pound of feathers or a pound of rocks? The question is, how do you get a pound of feathers? Okay. A pound of rocks should be heavier than a pound of feathers.
What weigh a pound? So come on.
No.
What weigh a pound?
No. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Come on.
Pound of feathers, a pound
Yes.
of rocks. Hmm.
So now
How do you actually get a pound of
next
feathers?
one. The next question. Are
Okay.
you ready? This is the last one.
I have to get this.
And I'm sure you won't fall my hand.
I've done that twice. I shouldn't do that again.
Okay, good. Listen attentively. A cowboy rode into town on Friday. Are you listening?
Okay.
Stayed 3 days and rode out again on Friday. How did he do that?
The cowboy rode into town
On
on Friday.
Friday.
Stayed 3 days.
And rode out again on Friday. How did he do that?
He did that on a horse, I guess. He's a cowboy. How did you do that? Ah, God.
Come on, the time is going.
Okay. Stayed 3 days and then rode out again on Friday. This is so unexpected. Okay.
No clue.
I don't like guessing. That's the problem with me. I like, if I'm sure, I'm sure. If I'm not, I just stay mute.
So you're not showing anyone?
How did it get out?
No? All right, I'll tell you.
This is a dent on me though, but okay,
I'll
yes.
tell you. His horse's name is Friday. Come
Okay.
on!
I rode
He
out
rode into
on a-
town on Friday.
And he stayed 3 days. The 3 days kind of knocked me off balance. And I actually said again that he rode on a horse. Okay.
So the
Okay.
horse's name is Friday.
Okay.
So, but now you know. Are you surprised?
Very well. Very well.
Okay.
But it's good. The knowledge is lost. At least I learned something right now.
All
Good.
right.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, finally, what are your advice to young medical undergraduates out there?
Number one, you have to be focused,
Okay.
determined to achieve whatever plan you have prior to getting into med school. God is a pivotal factor, should not be underestimated like I did in my time until I got to realize. And you have to be prepared, to go through the stress, whatever it is. It might be coming for a lecture as early as 7 o'clock or staying back as late as 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And also You just have to believe in yourself. No matter how bad it seems, no matter how many times you fail. I failed a couple of times, but I'm here today. You just have to believe in yourself, like you can do it. That's why you're there. If you couldn't do it, you wouldn't be there. So, and most importantly, you have to read. You have to keep reading, and you won't stop reading. Never will you stop reading. Because every information you get, someday, somewhere, you might need them. Like on a platform like this, like in the exam hall, like when you're seeing your patients, and all of those.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And
Welcome.
a social media platform?
Ifenna Raymond, that's the Instagram handle. Ifenna Raymond still, that's the Facebook handle. And then my contact, then the link up to the
other handles. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. I enjoyed every bit of the show.
I did myself, especially learning about Friday and then a pound of feathers and rocks.
Yes.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting. You got me there.
Thank you so much.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. This is where I need to wrap up the show, and I'm sure you guys enjoyed every bit of the show. Yes. Thank you so much. This is one in a million. Honestly, I enjoyed every bit of the interview. Thank you so much, Ifenna. It was really an amazing time. So if you have any comment and a suggestion, come on, send us an email. There's a Gmail scrolling down the screen. Just send us an email on that Gmail account. Then you can also follow us on Instagram at @meandyouoncampus_ag. And if you feel like following me personally on my IG handle, it is @Iam_Convy. Just like what Ifenna said, keep on reading. Read, and read. It is most important. It is very important. So you get to read all the time. Okay? And remember that I love you. But you know what? God loves you more. Stay tuned.